song, I spent some time in California in the early 70s. I lived with a friend of mine who preceded me out there. And I was only out there about 9 months, but I was always going to go back. I moved away after 9 months. I came home. I was only going to go home for a little while. But every time I thought about moving back, I thought about the earthquake I woke up in the middle of one morning. I was sleeping on his couch, and it was moving around the room. And every time I thought about going back to California, it was like, it really, it was like, it's going to fall in the ocean. It hasn't yet. That was half a century ago, and it hasn't yet. So, but sometimes I regret not having gone back. But he passed away. Unfortunately, passed away. His name was Mike Jewell. He was originally a Somerset kid, and we were great friends. And he passed away about 15 years ago. So a couple of years after he passed, I woke up one morning with a chorus in my head, and I don't know if Mike had anything to do with that. I don't know if those things are real or not, but anyway, the song came out of that, and it's about my time in California with Mike. On the road, spacious skies of blue. We drove for days, didn't have a clue just how big the USA would be. I was headed west to see a friend. We hit the coast by October's end. Got to see the other shining sea. California, California. God, I miss you, my old friend. California, California. I hope someday we meet again. Mike and me, we were 23, playing hide and seek with maturity. We did our best to laugh each day away. We were young and thought we were cool. Having fun was the only rule that we obeyed most every day. California, California. God, I miss you, my old friend. California, California. I hope someday we meet again. There were women every now and then, not as many as I now pretend, but just enough to keep us in the chase. Friends were many, Venice Beach was hot. We had no money, but we had a lot. It put a smile upon a young man's face. California, California. God, I miss you, my old friend. California, California. I hope someday we meet again. Time went by and I moved back home. Many years have passed, my old friend is gone. But I can hear him laugh, I can see his face. I shed a tear and I laugh again when I find myself going back to when was a younger time and a younger place. California, California. God, I miss you, my old friend. California, California. I hope someday we meet again. California, California. God, I miss you, my old friend. California, California. I hope someday we meet again. You get into the mode of writing. Years ago, I worked for a real estate company, and they encouraged us to pick up a book called Think and Grow Rich. It was by a guy named Napoleon Hill, and his whole thing was gearing your mind towards making money and getting rich, and focusing your mind on that, and it will happen. And I feel the same way about creativity. If you focus your mind on being creative, I mean, you may not be as good as Joni Mitchell, but you can still make up stuff, and don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Just write whatever comes to you. Art is subjective, and it's your art, and just make it. Just make it. I write music first, and the music inspires the lyrics and the subject. Or sometimes I think of a subject and I say, I think I'd like to write a song about that. And I have a couple like that. I write, there's always this contest between inspiration versus perspiration. I'm a perspiration guy. If I waited for inspiration, I'd never write anything. So I hammer things out, and I think my own theory behind it is that creativity is rehearsed and practiced, and the more you create, the better you get at it. As far as the arts go, and I think we're all creative. We all create stuff, and every mechanic creates a way to fix a car, and a guy who builds a house run into problems in our daily lives. We're all creative. We like to create. I think it's part of the human existence. This is a song that I really like because the music, again, once again, I write the music first, and the lyrics. It's a love song. It's called "Don't Give Up on Love," and it was one of the first songs I read when I went on this writing spree back in 16. I started writing every day, and I came up with a fair amount of songs, and. This was the first one I wrote, and I feel like the words fit the song, the music anyway. I know you've had your share of promised love gone wrong, and your heart's been beaten down and kicked around so long. They say you've had enough and all your love is gone. Hang in there, don't despair, be strong. I'm here to tell you, don't give up on love. I'm here to show you just what I'm made of. So hang on, sister, I'm just revving up. Don't give up. I've seen your face before, and there's no more to say. You could be just the girl to be my world someday. And so if you don't mind, I'd like to find some way for you to open up your heart. Let me stay. I'm here to tell you, don't give up on love. I'm here to show you just what I'm made of. So hang on, sister, I'm just revving up. Don't give up. Let me kiss you on the lips. Happiness is at your fingertips. You won't have to cry anymore. I know it's hard for you to forget what you've been through, and tears can leave a stain from all the pain, it's true. But just when life gets you down, it can turn around and show. The tears will dry, the pain will die, I know. I'm here to tell you, don't give up on love. I'm here to show you just what I'm made of. I'll hang on, sister, I'm just revving up. Don't give up, I'm just revving up. Don't give up. Don't give up. As far as what I play when I play out is mostly easy listening. I play mostly restaurants and small bars, and so it's a lot of. It's not like heavy duty rock and roll, or not even a lot of rock or dance music. It's, I mean, you could dance to some of the things that I do, but not for the most part. It's I'd call it easy listening. Folk rock, light rock, country rock, or just on the light side. I've written more when I've written every day in the same, if any aspiring songwriter out there, at least this has worked for me, is writing every day and writing at the same time, especially if you can, but writing every day, even if you come up with one one word, it doesn't matter, as long as it's the consistency of doing it that is the most important thing. Ernest Hemingway wrote every day from 6 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock, and then he went fishing. And he did okay, so I tried to follow that. I don't do it as much anymore, but I did that for a while. It was very prolific when I did. This song is called Azorean Woman. And I come from Azorean people, and the island, I've never been to the islands, but they're beautiful. I've seen pictures, and everyone I've ever talked to about them says, everyone says they're beautiful, and I'd love to go there. So this is a song about the lovely women of the Azores, or one in particular anyway. Azorean woman, what lies behind eyes of green, as deep as the ocean, adrift in a sailor's dream. Azorean woman, No man can let you go. All he needs to see is you coming down the street. Azorian woman, only the eyes compare. Your beauty is woven into the island air. You and the flowers, color to the island's green. To watch you walk away is to love the way you sway. The wind off the water carries your laughter. The scent of azalea graces your path. The eyes of the young men longingly stare, while the old men cautiously dare to glance your way. Azorian woman, your beauty cannot be real. Like Fata Morgana, a vision upon the sea. You and the islands, sailors can't let you go. Below they may sail, they will always tell the tale of the Azorian woman. Azorian woman, Azorian woman. All of these songs I play today are originals, and they can be found on Spotify, but they can be found under Anthony, not Tony. They used to be under Tony, but there were a million Tonys, so I decided to use Anthony because there weren't any at the time, but I think there are a few more now. So Spotify gets like thousands and thousands of submissions every day. So anyway, if you're looking on Spotify or Apple Music, iTunes, YouTube, they're there, and a bunch of other streaming services too, which I can't remember right now. But it'll be under Anthony Rocha. Yeah, this next song is kind of it's a tragic love song. It's this is one where I wanted to write a song that was kind of like Southern Gothic or in the vein of like Tom Dooley, the tragic love song, or even The Long Black Veil, which is more of an Irish song. I think it's not Southern Gothic, but it's the tragedy is the same, and so I came up with this. We were children, endless days of play, and together we passed the years away. We were close as two could be. One would look and the other would see. Love grew out of innocence and turned into a sea of consequence. On a hillside stands an apple tree. As wild as we were and always meant to be, free as rain from the pruning clips, and in its shadow I kissed her lips. We made love in the grass below. The old tree wrapped its arms around our soul. With a knife in the raging thunder, she took my life as she buried me underneath where we swore that our love would always be, and carved it in the wild apple tree. We were lovers and vowed to always be. We carved our hearts in that old apple tree, and cut a name inside each heart, and promised not to ever part. Undying loyalty was sworn upon the bark of that old tree. With a knife in a raging thunder, she took my life and she buried me underneath where we swore that our love would always be, and carved it in the wild apple tree. Oh, one reckless night and a needless, senseless fight took me down the road of infidelity. The knife that cut the bark, she used to cut my heart, and I died where we made love 'neath the apple tree. Her anger could not last, the raging thunder finally passed. Haunted by what she had done, she knew that she could not go on as one. With a knife that begot my slumber, she took her life as she lay down under two hearts that were always meant to be, and carved in the wild apple tree. I'm asked at times about the 12s. This is a 12-string guitar, and I play the 6-string also. And I'm asked at times about what the difference is. And basically, there is no difference in the tuning. It's basically two strings on the 12 for every one string on the 6. The tunings are no different. The low E is tuned the same. It's E, A, D, G, B, E with a high E. And where the sound comes from is like the low E has a heavier string, but it also has a light string playing the same note, and that stays the first 4 strings are tuned that way, where you have a heavy string and a light string. The last two, or the 2 highest strings, are just doubled up. So it's a great, it's a beautiful song. I've loved the 12-string ever since I first discovered that there was a 12-string, and I finally got to buy one, and I always wanted a Martin. And I was at the Guitar Center with a friend of mine who was buying a guitar for himself, and I saw this old Martin 12. It's a 71, I think. It was hanging on the shelf, and I made the mistake of pulling it off. Well, not a mistake. Pulled it off and started playing it, and I just fell in love, and I bought it. So I bought a couple of years ago strictly for playing out, but But yeah, the 12 is a beautiful. You're limited as to what it's basically a rhythm. Not everybody just plays rhythm. There's some people like Leo Kottke who does great things on a 12 string, but I use it primarily for rhythm. It's just got a beautiful, just beautiful sound to it. The 6 string you can do a lot more. You can finger pick it, and you can finger pick the 12. Some people do. I don't like doing it, but the 6 string you can finger pick. You can play lead with it. You can play all kinds of stuff with it. It's just more versatile, but the sound of the 12 is beautiful. Okay, this song was, again, I had music hanging. I had the music, and I didn't know what to write for it. I really liked the music, and it was a song. I started calling it the song with no words, and so then I named it "Song with No Words." But I used the analogy of a song with no words, a life without. I turned it into a love song, I created a song like a song without words is my life without you. That kind of analogy. So this came out of it. Song with no words that will come to me. Music I heard came so easily, but like the notes I played, my life would go astray without your loving rhyme, so lyrical and kind. With ease the words I do find. A song with no words does not sing to me. Where is the heart of the melody? But like the song I write, there would be no light to shine upon my soul, or shelter from the cold. Through you my story is told. My life is the music and you are the lyrics, my dear. You are the meaning and theme of the song that I hear. You are the words that so easily rhyme into my verses in perfect time, or I could not compose a lyric quite as those that grace my everyday and take my breath away and give my song something to say. Playing any instrument, I guess. The guitar's the only one I've ever played, but it's, as I said before, about playing every day is the most important thing. Play every day, even if it's 10 minutes, a half hour, I have a feeling that if you sit down and play for 10 minutes, it may end up being a half hour. The problem with the guitar, learning the guitar, is that it hurts to learn how to play the guitar. You have to develop calluses on your fingers, and it literally hurts to learn how to play. Of course, they have the electric is a little easier. If you learn on electric, it's not as taxing, but the acoustic can be. It takes a while to get develop the calluses, but once you do, once you learn, you get that out of the way. Then playing every day. The beauty of the guitar is you don't have to get enjoyment out of it. You don't have to be a virtuoso. You can learn 3 or 4 songs and play literally thousands of songs. If you want to just strum and play, sing along with yourself. You want to be Eddie Van Halen, that's going to take a little more time. A little more dedication. If you want to be somewhere in the middle, that's there for you too. You can finger pick. You can do this. You can just strum it. It's a great, very versatile instrument, and you can take it to the beach. You can take it out into the woods. You can take it out in the backyard with a cup of coffee. I love the thing. Locally, I play up at White's at the Galley Grill. I play that I do that with my cousin Stephanie. We go under by the name of Midnight Kitchen. She and I also play with Brian Burns and Barbara Kerwin in a quartet called Spare Change. We play at JR's Seaside, the old Sea Breeze, for those of you who remember the Sea Breeze. And let's see, sometimes up in Peyton Aram at the Black Bass with my cousin Stephanie. And we're at the Cove during the summer months. And Sunday here and there, not every Sunday, but here and there. Check your local listings. Facebook, I try to put all the events on Facebook. This is a song I wrote fairly recently, but I had the music for it for many years, and tried to write a love song out of it. I'm not sure why, but I finally gave up on it, and I wrote a song that's about love and hate and how much of a choice it is. Oh, brother, can't you see the things you do to me? Why are we so unkind? What is the fear that has made us so blind? Throughout our history, did these things have to be? We've had so much to lose. What is our fate but the roads that we choose? You don't like the way I talk or the way I wear my hair. You don't like the way I walk, and my face is to you beware. There is no mystery to how things ought to be. We've all been taught to hate. What is our war but the storm we create? I don't like the way you talk or the way you wear your hair. I don't like the way you walk, and your face is to me beware. The stage is set for the Capulets and the Montagues to battle. And if we let hate be our star-crossed fate, it will tear us down the middle. There is no need to fear the coming days and years, when shades will matter none, and love will be free to find anyone. And love will be free to find everyone. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I want to thank Brian Moniz and Steve Silverman for having me here once again. This is my second time, and I was here 5 years ago, and it's always great. It's always fun, and peace to all of you.